Good afternoon, guys. For those of you who live up in the Worcester area and you need your car or truck worked on, head to Greasy's Garage. Ask for Pete. They can fix whatever you got. Car, truck, Mini Cooper, don't matter. And they always carry Bears products. And for those of you who'd like to learn more about Bears products, call David at 615-854-3057. And he'll answer all your questions about the car products and the hair products. And remember, you get 10% off for being from the channel. And then for those of you who would like to get a cool t-shirt, sweatshirt, mega blanket, go to liptardtees.com. Real quick, a lot of people are wondering, is anything happening? Where is Trump? Where is the military? They've been busy, very busy. A lot of things we don't see, but they're busy. And they're busy exposing people. They're busy getting rid of people. There's just an awful lot going. And people, when I say people are being exposed, they are really getting exposed. People like Lynn Wood and oh, I can't believe I forgot her name. Anyway, the lawyer. Sidney Powell. They're all busy exposing people and exposing the fraud, everything. So don't despair. There's a lot to be very happy about. Let's dig into the news. Majority of Americans want special counsel to investigate Hunter Biden. Yeah. And when the people find out what a lowlife he is, in fact, what a bunch of lowlifes the whole family is, they will be happy to be behind bars because people are going to be clawing to get to them. Moving on to Canadians under COVID tyranny show up at U.S. border flashing SOS Morse code signals. Our patriot neighbors next door need our help and our prayers. It says here, if you thought things were bad here in the U.S., just wait until you get a load of Canada. The country, and it is bad here, without a doubt. It says here, the country is facing another round of serious lockdowns, and quite frankly, the people have had enough. I'm sure they have. These poor Canadians are so fed up that a large group of protesters showed up at the U.S. border actually flashing Morse code signals. And yeah, I'm watching, it's like, holy cow. And I mean, to the police up there, think long and hard about what you're doing. Think real long and real hard, because the people are not going to forget that you've been enforcing these stupid mandates. You know, just a thought there. And then Utah paramedic is under investigation for donating Kyle Rittenhouse legal fund after doxing by fake news. So Utah paramedic is under investigation for donating $10 to the legal defense fund of Kyle Rittenhouse, the young man who gunned down Antifa terrorists at a Black Lives Matter riot last year in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The paramedic's life is being ruined because an ABC News reporter doxed and harassed the individual at their home. You know something? That can go both ways. That news reporter, they need to be doxed. They need to be harassed. This is BS. Absolute BS. And it should not be allowed. In predictable fashion, West Valley city officials are paying lip service to the soulless mob of jackals and are conducting an investigation into this paramedic for exercising his First Amendment rights. This crap needs to come to an end. The people in Utah, around in that city, they need to stand up and say, you get the hell out and leave this individual alone. It's called freedom of speech. It's called liberty. Freedom, period. Freedom to support whoever you want. I mean, we can confirm that Craig Shepard is an employee of the West Valley City Fire Department. The city official said in a statement about the manner mentioning the paramedic's name. We have become aware of a donation made using his government email account. We are conducting an investigation into this matter. However, such a donation would be representative of personal actions and not those of West Valley City. May I tell you what, people need to wake up around these cities and support these people a little bit. Moving on to underground wars and dumbs, deep underground military bases listed by state. This is at Best News Here. Best News Here. And it's really interesting. It goes through state by state and it lists all of them. The ones that tend to have the most are those that have a lot of open territory. And obviously Florida doesn't have much because of the fact you don't dig underground in Florida. There's no such thing as basements hardly in Florida. I mean, there is, I'm sure, but not many places. And just a very interesting thing. Moving on to, let's see here, not that one. Let's go to Breitbart. So Kevin McCarthy moves to formally censure Maxine Waters. Broke the law and incited violence. Yes, she did. And they need to come down on her. But they won't, because the Democrats still hold a majority there. So guess what? Nothing will happen. But I tell you what, though, it should. And it will at one point. People think that nothing's going to ever happen. These people, they think nothing's ever going to happen to them. On the other hand, you have a lot of Democrats who realize Trump is coming back. And the way they look at it, their only hope is to cause as much chaos and destruction as possible. They think that's their way to victory. All they're doing is pissing the American people off to no end. Mad Maxine claims she is nonviolent after urging protesters to get confrontational. She's a lowlife. She's just a psychotic lowlife. Detroit Police Chief Tlaib should resign. Yes, she should. She won't, but she should. All these people, the vast majority of these Democrats and rhinos, they need to go. And they need to go behind bars. DeSantis on Democrat rhetoric, media contributing to unrest. The media, for years and years, they've been controlled by the CIA, and they've been America's worst enemy. As a matter of fact, they've been the worst enemy of every country around the world. Biden administration props up 1619 Project as model for K through 12 American history and civics. Apparently Biden was not admitted to the Pentagon the other day. Trump was in there. Trump was in the Pentagon. And when I say to you that the Democrats are scared half to death of him, they're scared for good reason. Moving on, White House denies border crisis after Biden calls it a crisis. And then exclusive, 400 Venezuelans cross into West Texas border town in 4 days. I tell you what, people are fed up everywhere around the world, not just here, everywhere. Apple approves Parler's return to App Store. Gee, that's big of you, Apple. That's real big. Apple may be a company that may be falling on hard times, because when Trump comes back, if it's shown that they have been doing a lot of business with China, look out. And by the way, speaking of China, I believe Mike Lindell alluded to, if not said outright, that China was the one who actually shut down his site today. Look out. There'll be more on that tomorrow, I believe. Mexican cartel proofs of human smuggling payments litter South Texas border. Yeah, they do. The proof is all over the place. Border Patrol Marine agents rescue 2 small children on the banks of Rio Grande. They do that every day. And then higher gas prices, part of the left's plan to make driving unaffordable. You know, they don't. It doesn't bother to dawn on them that the far left, they drive too. They've got to get to work. High gas prices affects them as well. Gretchen Whitmer blames everyone but her for Michigan virus rise. Is there really a rise? Or are they just drilling down 30, 40, 30, 45 times? My guess is they're drilling down way more than they even, and those tests are not, they're not good. GOP rep, and of course, why would she blame herself? She's never to blame. These Democrats are never to blame for anything. Cawthorn, Maxine Waters has to be expelled. She should be. She ought to be in prison. Republican Steve Stebbers announces resignation from Congress. A lot of these guys that are rhinos, they are not going to be coming back. It says here, Ohio Republican Steve Stebbers announces resignation from Congress, and it says in May to lead. He's going to do it in May. He'll leave in May to lead the Ohio Chamber of Commerce, giving Republicans one less vote in the House and setting up the state's red 15th district for a special election. Stivers, who has served in Congress since 2010, chaired the National Republican Congressional Committee during the 2018 midterms, announced his resignation with much anticipation for his future. And he says, for the past decade, it has been my honor and privilege to serve the people of Ohio's 15th Congressional District. Stivers said in a tweet, throughout my career, I've worked to promote policies that drive our economy forward, get folks to work, and put our fiscal house in order. Now he's going with the Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce is not necessarily a great organization anymore, and he may have some stuff in his closet. Not sure. Let's see here. What else? Everybody's laughing. Kamala Harris jokes about unisex hard hats. High-cost green funds invested in high-emission companies. And Lindsey Graham slams Trump for stance on removing U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Lindsey waffles as bad as Ann Coulter. And 5 killed at protest of Chinese-financed power plant in Bangladesh. Let's see what else we got here. That looks to be it for the new stuff. You know, I just want to say that people like Lindsey Graham and so many others, I don't know if they've had a deal made with him or if they made a deal with him or what. But I can tell you this. A lot of these guys, they're going to be dealt with in a very harsh manner. And we're going to find out who's good, who's bad. Who's a white hat, who's a black hat. That's all for now. God bless y'all. Have a good day. And a little windy out there. But Brendan and I, we got a lot of work done. And we're working on the yard and garden. And so we're getting the work done and PT, pain and torture, done at the same time. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.